Hi guys, today I'm doing I wouldn't even call this a rant, but a why I don't drink video. I almost want to just like anyone who asks me this in real life, I want to just like send this video to them. I've done a lot of videos in the past kind of like mentioning it in my college experience video and in my blog post and stuff like that, but I'm 23 years old and I don't drink alcohol like at all. I don't have a sip, I don't have like one beer here, one beer there or something. It's just not for me. And I thought I would come on here and just kind of like explain why I don't drink and how I kind of deal with that, because it is such a broad thing. It's something that so many people do, and I thought I'd talk about my opinions on it and just like my experience and stuff like that. I don't want to offend anyone with this. I'm not like saying anyone who drinks is like a horrible person. I 100% don't think that, but I have my own opinions about just kind of like personally. Let's get started. My first experiences with alcohol, I guess, were just like parties when I was younger. Like, I know that's like not cool. You know, I think everyone kind of wants to experiment and just see what the fuss is about. I know that my sister was definitely more popular than me in high school, so she went out a lot more, and I just knew a lot more people who would drink in like high school, college, so I definitely just kind of took it easy. I didn't really drink in high school. Once I got to college, I definitely wanted to branch out a bit more. You guys can see this in my college experience video if you want to hear more like details about it. When I got to college, I lived there for the first semester, and in dorms, in my school was definitely more of like a party-ish school, I guess. When I got there, I didn't know anyone. And in high school, because I was kind of, I want to say a loser, but like I didn't go out in high school. I went to like the movies in the mall, which is totally fine. There's literally nothing wrong with that, but I guess I was just more lost in high school about it. I was like wondering if I wasn't fitting in or if I was missing out. And so when I got to college, I didn't want to do that. Like I completely flipped my like switch or something and was like, okay, well, since I was like that in high school, let me be different now. Let me be outgoing. Let me try to include myself in different things. And like, so I decided to do that. When I got to college, I completely changed, not my personality per se, but like I just was a lot more outgoing and I wasn't afraid to talk to people, and I tried to be friends with everyone. And so I definitely went out. I went to a lot of parties. I was a person who knew where all the parties were. Like I knew everyone and like where everyone was gonna be and like what party was the best, and I drank. From high school, I didn't have like a good opinion of drinking, I guess I want to say. In my family, alcoholism runs in my family, and I mean, it depends on your opinions, but I guess for me, I believe that alcoholism isn't just like a nature versus nurture type of deal. I think it's both. I think it's like it can be in your genes, like if you were adopted but your birth parents like had alcoholism in their genes, you can have it, but also like people you live with, like if you experienced it in your life, like seeing it every day, I think both things can influence that to happen to you. And so I guess I wasn't scared it would happen to me, but like I've definitely seen it firsthand 100% growing up, and that's like all I'm gonna get into about that, I guess, for now. But when I got to college, I definitely didn't want to like be drinking often, but I went out every single weekend, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I quickly was realizing that my grades weren't doing well and I wasn't happy. And I guess I got to college, I just cared more about socializing, and I couldn't adapt. Like I couldn't adapt and get a balance, and the way I was with my friends and stuff, I just wasn't being myself completely, and I wasn't comfortable in my surroundings, and I knew that my grades were suffering, and I knew that personally I wasn't happy. And you can also hear about my college experience video and in my blog post that I had a sexual assault experience when I was under the influence, and so that kind of turned me off as well. Like from that, I kind of tried to hold back, and just all stuff like that, like just those 4 months of school that I lived there was enough for me. Like I know a lot of people go to school and like party and enjoy the time, and by the time they're done with their 4 or 5 years now, people don't even want to leave. They're like, oh, I love this experience, I love like going to parties and not having to worry and like all this stuff. And that wasn't for me. Like I got 4 months of it, I got it out of my system, and like I never went back since then. I really haven't, like I just don't have the urge to drink. I guess some people like want to and they like have an urge to, and it's just not something that's important to me. I always kind of thought of alcohol as like it's like something that so many people enjoy and so many people take part in. I just thought like, why don't I have this urge? Like why don't I feel like this is something that's important? Why don't I ever think of like alcohol as like a thing? But some people just do things just based on the alcohol. Like, is there gonna be drinks there? Like, is the drinks free? Like, that's not something I would ever do. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for other people, like when I get married one day, hopefully I get married one day, I wouldn't even need to have alcohol at my wedding. I just don't really care. And I guess I just don't see the point in it. And it's not like I'm like trying, it's not like hard for me not to drink, if that makes sense. Like, I guess once you move past the point where you feel like people are pressuring you, which I feel like is more high school, college, don't feel that pressure. I guess that's kind of how I felt when I was in college. I kind of felt like if I don't do this, it's weird. Like, it's weird not to drink in college, and it's not. That's the way I personally felt. I felt like there was something I was missing out on. Like, there was something that appealed to everyone, and for some reason it wasn't appealing to me. I guess I felt that need to, like, drink, and I'm gonna be honest, it definitely lowers your inhibitions. It, like, makes you less anxious, and it makes you less nervous, and you kind of forget that you feel nervous or anxious because you have this chemical in your body that's kind of relaxing you. And I felt that for sure, and I think that when I left school, I decided to move out, I realized that I could easily get addicted to alcohol. I could easily become alcoholic because it was so easy. It was such an easy thing to do, and it made everything feel so easy. It made you talking to guys feel easier. It made just making friends seem easier, and that's definitely true, and that's something I think that people like in alcohol, that it gives you kind of courage. And I could see that, and I could see how, because it runs in my family, how I could easily get enveloped into that and, like, be overtaken by it and, like, not want to stop. So I stopped myself before it got to that point, if that makes sense. And I guess I realized I didn't want that reputation. I just completely realized that I wasn't happy in that situation. It's not like I'll go out and, like, people are drinking and I'm like, oh god, like, I want to drink, because it's not what I want. I don't, like, 100% don't want to drink. Like, people will be like, oh, well, you can have one, I'll drive. I'm like, but that's not the point. I don't like the feeling. Like, now if I were to drink, like, I hadn't drank in, I want to say 2 years, like, well over 2 years. I know if I had a drink the last time I had, I guess, it just makes me anxious. It doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel worried. It makes me feel more anxious, like I'm losing control. And I don't like that. And I get that people say, like, oh, well, it helps you relax. But, like, I have other things that help me relax, like watching TV or, like, watching Netflix or eating. Like, I don't need that feeling. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about people who want that and, like, who enjoy drinking. Like, that's totally fine. But I think there comes to a point where it's too much. And I think that, like, I can go out with a couple of my friends, and my friends will have a couple of drinks and loosen up, and I think that's totally fine, and some people really enjoy that. But then there's some people who have to, they know their limit, but they go over it just because they like the feeling of completely losing control and, like, not even being able to speak. Like, that's just something I don't get. I just don't get, like, why would you want that? And I get that from high school, like, it's kind of like the thing to do. You don't know your limit yet. People get drunk and they throw up and they pass out and they black out. I think in high school and college, it is the thing to get drunk. Like, it's not just, oh, go out for a drink. It's you're getting drunk. I guess I've come to the conclusion that at this age, it's cool that I don't drink, and I don't necessarily like going out and, like, going out with loud music and, like, lots of people and, like, lots of drunk people, and that's not something I'm gonna be interested in doing. But I do like to go out and just have a good time, and, like, there's no reason for me to drink in order to have a good time. Like, I can have a good time easily without drinking, whether I'm with drunk people or not. I guess I don't know if I'm doing this video to explain to people who do drink why I don't, or kind of to make people feel related to other people who don't feel the need to drink. It's just not something that's appealing to me. Like, if someone put a drink in front of me, I would have no urge to drink it, and, like, I just don't get it, I guess. And I'm not asking people to explain it to me, like, although maybe I am. I see people who go out and think, oh my god, if someone's buying me a drink, let me just get, like, if they're paying for my tab tonight, like, I'm just gonna get as many drinks as I possibly can. Like, why? Like, I don't get, like, is there, like, is it, like, an emotional thing? Like, is there that many people in the world who are suffering with emotional problems that they need a drink to overcome them? Like, is that the only way they can have a good time or a better time? And I'm not trying to judge these people. Like, I'm really not. I don't know why. I just can't seem to wrap my head around that whole world of drinking. I guess it's something that's also I think of as dangerous. Like, I just think alcohol lowers your judgment and you can make mistakes more easily, and maybe it's an excuse to make those mistakes, but I just think there's so many issues that come along with drinking, whether it's normal, regular, old drinking, like, whatever, or it's severe, heavy drinking, or if it's drinking and driving, or anything along those lines. I've seen it firsthand what alcoholism can do to you, whether it's your body, which is horrible. Heavy drinking can lead to serious health problems, not to mention, like, it's dangerous to drive and everything else, like, function when you have alcohol in your system. I don't know if you guys saw the blog post I did about being successful on YouTube and why I kind of think I'm not successful on YouTube, and, like, what the reasoning behind why people don't like to watch my videos is. But I guess this kind of falls under that same category where I feel like I make sense to me and things make sense to me. There's such a small amount of people who understand me in the world, I guess, and I feel like maybe that's the same with my opinions on drinking. And I'm sure if I did another video about my opinions on feminism and all that kind of stuff, there's only a certain type of person that appreciates how I feel about drinking, and maybe that's why I fall into this group that just doesn't seem to get it. Let me know, I guess, if you are one of those people and I could understand it more or something. I guess when I tell people I don't drink, they're like really confused, and I get to get confused the opposite way, like why people do drink, I guess. But when people ask me like why I don't drink, they almost say it in an offensive way, like they're offended, like people who drink are offended that I don't drink somehow. And I think that's odd. Say I tell people, like if someone asks me at a bar, like, so why don't you drink then? And I said, well, I've had bad experience. They'd be like, well, then you gotta take it easy, you gotta learn your limit. Like, I don't want to drink though. I don't want to. Like, you know what I want to do? I want to go out and buy makeup. I want to go buy clothes. I want to eat food. But I have no urge to drink. Like, I don't want to. It's not something I ever want to do. I guess this is kind of like turned into a rant on drinking, but it's mostly of like why I don't drink. If I didn't explain this well, let me know. Maybe I could do a blog post where it's more like explainable. Let me know if you have any questions or anything in the comments. I'm thinking about doing a video or a blog post about dating when you don't drink, because it's kind of an interesting situation. So let me know if you guys like this video in a comment, and make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, or you felt related to, or it made sense to you in any way at all. But thank you so much for watching. And also I wanted to mention I did do a blog post recently about the quarter life crisis of a 90s kid. Let me know if you guys like it. I'll link it below. I really enjoyed writing that, and if you're a 90s kid, I think you'll really enjoy it. And subscribe to my blog if you aren't already, so that you get an email when I make a new blog post. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Oh my god, there's a hair. Sorry. I know that.